my name is Simon Rosenthal. I'm 19 years old. I'm an illustrator slash painter. I'm from DC and I'm in New York City. I guess I would say skateboarding, I mean, it is like an artistic form within itself, so that it's in that way, it like helps boost my creativity all around. But I guess I wouldn't say there's like a direct relationship between my paintings and my skateboarding, just because I'm not painting about skateboarding and stuff. But at the same time, like, there are a lot of people within the skateboarding community that have really influenced my art style, I think. People like Mark Gonzalez and like different people that own their own skate brands. Like, I look up to a lot of the graphics they use. Ed Templeton on Toy Machine, and like a lot of them are fine artists off to the side, and they'll own their own companies and create all their graphics for the companies like Crooked and Toy Machine. So I find that really cool, and I like, it's almost a goal I want in the future to own some company with my art that also is related to skating in some way, or producing skate clothing. I would say, yeah, I mean, it's a good release, and when you skateboard, you kind of just forget everything that's happening, and you're just focusing on the trick, and that's it. It's like a time capsule to an extent, so yeah, it definitely has helped my mental health. I mean, I guess not like necessarily in a noticeable way, but at the same time, like, I just look forward to like skateboarding at the end of the day, every day. Like, that's kind of what I look forward to instead of partying and shit. Maybe last year I did more, but then once I got more serious with skateboarding, it's something that I'm like stoked on, and especially like when you're doing artistic things within skateboarding, like filming a video, yeah, and it's just a lot more fun. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just it's like a good form of progression, and it's just like a good way to be like satisfied with yourself, and you're constantly pushing, learning new things in skateboarding, regardless of what level you're at, really. And so whenever you land anything, even if it's really little, you just get really like stoked and just happy. And that instant gratification is what skateboarding is, I think. And also it's just like an outlet to be creative, so both. I would say, like, I don't know, giving me, I think, more like determination in my life, or like more like willingness once I'm down and maybe not in the best place to get back up and just keep trying. So it gives you more resilience, because obviously, like, literally when you're skateboarding, you're kind of beating yourself up, like you're making contact with the concrete and beating yourself up and getting hurt. Then you're not going to land the trick unless you get hurt. So it's like counterintuitive, but like I think that teaches good life lessons, you know, just like to keep on doing things and not give up.
I'm Nico Love. I'm 19. I like to animate and make films and paint and draw and take photos and skate. And I'm from Boston, and currently I'm in New York.
I think I've always made like relatively dark art, or like there's dark substance in it, or like content. And I think that's just because it's like almost a receptacle of just everything that I don't express. I'm a pretty like outwardly positive and radiant dude. So I think art's always been able to reflect that, but definitely after skating, like skating kind of helped me channel that negativity that I would like suppress into something else, and like I was able to let out my anger like as a part of the energy that I used to skate. Oh, my mental health? Oh, fuck. Yeah, dude, definitely. I mean, fuck, skating makes me happy, and it's like definitely like biggest form of escapism. It used to be art a lot, and I kind of wish that it was art more, but the thing about skating is that like it instantly puts you in the moment. Like when you start art, like if you're doing a piece or if you're doing an animation or a film, it's like you gotta brainstorm what it's gonna be about first, you know? It's like I want there to be like an actual meaning behind it. And also it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna use this medium, I'm gonna need these materials. And then it takes like at least like a good amount of being in the process of you making the piece, of you actually like finding the same escapism that skateboarding brings the second you throw your board down. Like the second I throw my board down, I'm not sad anymore, or like I'm just in the fucking moment, dude. Like I'm literally just a vessel and a wooden log, you know, and I'm just cruising on some asphalt. And that's like, that sounds so stupid, but it's like, that's so true, dude. Like, I don't know. But there's also definitely times where it's like, I know how connected I am to my board, and like my board's become an extended part of my body. So when I'm not able to connect the board to my thoughts and what I want the board to do, it'll be so infuriating. And it's like that idea of escapism that I long for all the time, it's completely gone, you know? And I think that's like sometimes when I'm at the skate sesh and I like don't have kickflips on lock perfectly, it's like I get so in my head about that shit because I'm used to kickflipping every try. And then it's like, damn, like I'm disconnected from like this thing that makes me so happy. So I don't know, I think it's had both negative and positive effects. Like today, dude, when I was doing that, when I was trying to get that half cab flip, like I was so fucking angry because I knew I could have landed it, dude. It was just the run up messed me up. So it's like stuff like that. It's like the trick will really like put you in your head, I guess. I don't know. Period. It's weird because especially after skating, I haven't thought about what life would be like without skating. It's like if I stop skating, I'm gonna probably end up sad, or like I eventually resort to doing some stupid ass shit. But it's almost like a drug in that way, to be honest. What was the question again? Dude, well, yeah, skateboarding is important to me because of that like, same feeling of like escapism. You're in the moment, you're like stuck. You know, when you skate, you're in a time capsule. You're just living in the moment. And I think that's something that like I don't really think about as much because I'm always afraid about my future and what's gonna happen like once I graduate college, and if I'm gonna actually be able to like afford and sustain how I'm living. And I don't think I'm going to right now, but I think skating is like something that makes me not think about that. But I also think that to a certain extent it is kind of stopping me from like pursuing my major more, which is film. But I don't know, because I end up like integrating film with skateboarding. Like I make feature-length skate videos and I love filming. Why is it important to me? I'm trying to think of other reasons, man. It's like this, I just live for this shit, dude. It's like I love style. Like every single time I see a skater and I like their style, it's like you get like hyped on who they are as a person, and it becomes more than just about yourself. I feel like I was talking about myself a lot with these questions, but it's like, no, dude, skateboarding has such a nice community. There's a lot that you learn from skating in this community too. And it's like when you're able to skate and when you're not just gonna stick in the skate park all day and you actually wanna go skate street, you're gonna find people on the street who are like, go back to the skate park. Like we made skate parks for a reason, but it's like, no, you don't understand, dude. Like when I go out to the street, I'm meeting a new person every day who comes from a different walk of life, who comes from a different neighborhood that you live in. And it's like, you gotta experience all aspects of life before you make yours valid, you know? Or at least like, you can't be ignorant and like not experience a lot of different people and how they've lived too. It's like, as long as you understand where other people are coming from, I think you have a right to do what you want to do, because it's how you have your own subjective like vision of how the world works. So I think that I've learned a lot from like just the world from skating. I don't think I was the same person I was after I started skating. Like I think I'm a lot more open-minded. I'm definitely like a lot more friendly, I think, which is surprising because I feel like a lot of times people are intimidated by skaters. I was a very angry kid for a while, and then skating happened and I was like chilled out. Yeah, I think that's it. I would thank skateboarding for meeting literally all my friends. I was in a private school in Massachusetts, and I had a bunch of like bougie, rich, ignorant friends who's like their parents are dropping them off in a suicide door Tesla to school, you know? And it's like they're getting gourmet like chicken masala for lunch, and they're like, oh my god, like this cafeteria food sucks. I want like fucking like Chick-fil-A, you know, or something like that. And then like I only was seeing it from that perspective, you know? I only saw it from who I decided to hang out with because of like the school that I went to. And the second I started skating, I live in South Boston, which is like the inner city, but I went to a school out in the suburbs, and I met so many people from my neighborhood through skating, and there's so many people who live in the city. And I learned that like I was seeing it so one-sided, and so maybe that's why I like enjoy the aspect of it too. But like I would eventually like be hanging out with my skate friends because I would prioritize them more than my friends from my high school, because that's just like, skating's addictive like that. And like I would like go home from hearing like I hate my school cafeteria to my friend Hector, who's like 22 working like low class job at like UPS as a truck loader, and he's like, dude, I had to go back on food stamps because my job's corrupt and I'm supposed to be paid 13 an hour, I'm getting paid 9. And so it's like seeing that contrast, it's like, damn, dude, like, holy shit, the world's fucking in black and white still, and we're in fucking 2016, you know? It's the little shit like that that's interesting to think about, yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's like, I gotta thank skateboarding for letting me see the whole world in color. And it's like not just me seeing it from this black and white, you know? Where it's like I only get to grow up with the people who live around me. And it's like, yo, if you go to NYU and like you only get to hang out with like middle, upper class, like white people, and that's who all you're surrounding yourself with, like, you are so ignorant, bro. It doesn't matter if you voted for Biden. It doesn't matter if you went to the BLM protests or not. Like, that's not being woke, bro. Which being woke is like literally understanding where everybody else comes from, bro. Like, I went on the train yesterday, or not yesterday, but the other day with my skateboard, and like I had a random conversation with this like 80-year-old lady from the Bronx, and she was like down to talk to me about soul food and like skateboarding, what skate spots I like to go to, and like what my favorite hobbies are. And like if I didn't have a skateboard in my hand, she probably wouldn't have even started the conversation. So it's like, I don't know. Put that into perspective, NYU. Thank you, skating, for letting me dress cool. If it wasn't for skating, I would still be probably wearing skinny jeans, not cool baggy pants. I wouldn't be into thrift culture. I definitely wouldn't be as aware of my surroundings as I try to make myself. Yeah, that's it.
My name is Cannon Michael. I'm 19. I'm a filmmaker and just an artist. I'm from California, Fresno, and I currently live in Manhattan, New York City. Of course, yeah. At its core, skateboarding just inspires me to push myself, and that translates to so many different things in life, whether it be my art, like just staying healthy, living a healthy life, and even like having a healthy relationship with my parents or my family. It all kind of intertwines, or maybe I just make it that way, and I'm glad that I do. Definitely. In good and bad ways. There are days that I feel really bad about myself just because maybe I'm not skating in the way that I like. As silly as that sounds, it does have a serious effect on me, because skateboarding is something that I care a lot about, and when I don't perform in a way that I feel like I should, I feel like that I'm like, yeah, just, I mean, I'm underperforming. And but on the flip side of that coin, on days that I do something on a skateboard that I like, I feel like on top of the world. And if there's a video of it, I'll like watch that video over and over again because I'm just so like, content with it. And yeah, so it does have an effect on my mental health in good and bad ways, but I cherish the good and I wish the bad didn't happen as much, but it's not gonna deter me from skateboarding, not anytime soon. Skateboarding is important to me because one, I like to stay healthy and it keeps me outside, it keeps me social, it keeps me pushing myself to some extent. I'm not pushing myself maybe as much as I should be or as much as I want to be pushing myself, but I still am pushing myself. And skateboarding, yeah, I don't know. It forces me to be around a group of people that are not completely like me, and it helps me meet new people. It helps me find opportunities that I normally wouldn't find. What was the question again? Yeah, I mean, it's been a part of my life for a good while now, and it's just a part of my life now, and my life to some extent revolves around skateboarding, almost. So it's important to me because it's such a big part of my life that it has to be important to me, or I don't know what else I'd be doing. I would thank skateboarding for the friends I've made, for the happiness that it's brought me, for the lessons that it's taught me, for the culture that exists, for the conversations that I've had just about skateboarding. I don't know. There's so much goodness that can come from it. And for somebody that's not into skateboarding at all, I know this sounds probably so alien and a little silly, but yeah, I encourage everybody that I meet to try to skateboard at some point, or to try to look into what skateboarding culture is, because it's pretty enthralling, and it's put me on a good path, or at least so I think.
My name's Howard Reyes, also Howard Reyes McLaren III, but go by Howard Reyes. I'm 28, I would say artist. I'm still kind of figuring it out, but definitely artist and skateboarder. Maybe leaning towards the conceptual side of art, but I'm from New York City, originally Mercer Street, and I'm in the East Village now. Skateboarding definitely inspires my art and creative passions. First off, coming from a point of my first real creative passion was skateboarding, whether it was looking at the graphics on the skateboards or to the clothing. I think what really caught my eye, even before I started skating, was brands like Hookups or World Industries or Birdhouse, who had like very colorful, vibrant graphics. And as a kid, like go to a museum, it's like nice, but like you look at like a wall on the skate shop and it's just like, what is that? It's like so exciting. And then from that point, just kind of like getting into it, seeing like other people's style with it. So I feel like it's always been a very visual thing for me, as well as the athleticism behind it, but I would say it's very deeply rooted in art for me. And then fast forward to where I am now, a lot of the work that I'm making and projects that I'm working on relate directly back to skateboarding, whether it's the brand Learning that I'm working on right now that is tailored for skateboarders, with the graphics, with like the ideas, with just like wanting to give back to that community, because I feel like it's given me so much. And then in a fine art realm, I feel like the way that I make art is very fearless, and I feel like I want to do everything almost like first try and not really warm up too much. So like I'll approach a canvas and like really like make marks on it at first and not be scared, like how I would like approach like a curb or a ledge or a rail or something, and want to hit that super hard, you know. So I feel like it's kind of really tailored a lot of my creative life, whether I notice it on a daily basis or not. Skateboarding's had a very positive effect on my mental health. I think I've been through many ups and downs in life, and skateboarding has always been like a constant for me. It's always been a very positive light. I don't see anything negative with it. Even having, even getting injured and anything related to maybe like physical harm, it doesn't put a bad taste in my mouth about it. It doesn't make me depressed or anything. It's just kind of one of those things where I kind of chop it up to just that's that lifestyle, you know. I remember when I was in middle school or something, they made us do like an anti-drug poster, and I remember I made the poster like skateboarding is my anti-drug. And it's funny because throughout the years I feel like that is the most true thing I've probably made, because whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever I'm getting into, like skateboarding is always that like positive light at the end of the tunnel that I can like, go to. Skateboarding is important to me personally because I feel like it's almost like a healthy addiction in a way. It's something that I know I can never be fully, I can never be done with it, you know, like I can always get better, I can always meet new people. I love the community behind it. I love adding even a little bit or a lot, whatever it means to other people, like adding something to skateboarding. It's, I don't know, I feel like people like cook or sew or do other things, and everybody's got their like thing. I feel like in life everybody gravitates towards something, otherwise they're probably very lonely or miserable. So the thing that I gravitated towards is skateboarding, so it means everything to me. I don't know, it's something I think about all the time, want to progress at, and there's been points where I haven't skated as much, and I look back at that point like I really wasn't as happy as I could have been if I was just going out there and skating and like, I don't know, just putting myself out there. I would thank skateboarding for, that's a really good question. I don't know, skateboarding is so deeply rooted in my life, just with, I remember waking up, or not waking up, but like on Christmas when I was really young, like my dad playing all of his skate videos he had like all night. It was like old H Street stuff and like old stuff from like maybe like late 80s, early 90s, and just like that was like the happiest I've ever been, and I didn't even understand it, but just like watching it was just kind of, it like changed my life. And anybody who skates will understand those like pivotal moments of when you're exposed to something that's so raw and real and kind of like untampered by like whatever big corporations or societal norms or whatever, and it's just kind of like this beaming light that you've been looking for, like as a creative or an artist or something. Like that's what I thank it for just like inspiring me constantly, for helping me grow, for putting me in new situations that I wouldn't be in, for traveling, for fun, you know, like I feel like life is so short, so like to be able to have so much fun all the time and be laughing and like do exciting things and challenge yourself is important. So like without skateboarding, life would be a lot more boring, I feel like, you know.